Welcome to Daily Harmony. Today, we're taking a focused deep dive into a really powerful idea from A Course in Miracles. It's lesson 182. I will be still an instant and go home. And for you, the learner, if you're someone who likes to get straight to the point but still wants those aha moments, well, we're going to explore what be still really means here and how that simple act can actually be like going home. We've got the lesson itself, some interesting takes on it, analyses, all pointing towards this power and stillness. So our goal today to really get the core message of lesson 182, understand why it's so significant, maybe find some practical ways to use it day to day, and ultimately see how it might just be a shortcut to inner peace and knowing yourself better. Okay, let's dive in. So this core teaching, stillness, inner peace, connecting with your true self. What's the fundamental idea?
Well, it's really about recognizing that underneath all the mental chatter, the day-to-day worries and the constant buzz from the outside world, there's this place inside us, a place of real, quiet, real peace. And the lesson is basically urging us to intentionally make moments to find that space.
Okay.
It's not necessarily about just like stopping physically moving. It's more of a mental pause, an emotional one. Actually, one analysis pointed out something interesting, our resistance to being still. It often shows just how much the mind is addicted to, well, doing, to activity.
Yeah, that rings true. Like it feels weird to just stop thinking.
Exactly. And this moment of quiet, it kind of lets the often illusory nature of our thoughts just settle down, revealing the peace that was, actually there all along.
That's interesting about resistance. It's like the mind gets a bit scared of the silence
Sort of, yeah.
and this stillness. It's
Yeah.
not just about feeling calm for a second, right? You mentioned it's a gateway to something deeper.
Precisely. It's presented as a direct path to what you might call spiritual awareness, a recognition of your connection to, well, something bigger, to the divine or God, whatever term feels right for you. And if you think about the Course as a whole, this ability to be still, it's fundamental, absolutely key. It lets us shift our focus, from all the surface stuff, our daily concerns,
Right.
to a deeper, more essential reality.
Okay, and that phrase, go home, it sounds so comforting, doesn't it? But it's not talking about packing boxes.
No, exactly. The lesson suggests our true home isn't bricks and mortar. It's an internal state.
An internal state.
Yeah. It's described as the actual experience of love, of unity, with the Creator, with Source. And the big idea is that this state, this home, it's always there, always accessible, right inside you.
Wow.
So that stillness, that instant becomes the key. The way you unlock the door and recognize, oh, I'm already home.
So that quick pause in the day isn't just hitting the brakes. It's like consciously opening the door to this deep sense of belonging, of peace.
Exactly. And why is this stillness so important? The sources we looked at really hammer this home. Lesson 182 positions inner peace, not just as like a nice to have, but as essential, absolutely necessary for spiritual awakening. As one commentary put it, you can't really hear that quiet inner voice, that guidance, if your mind's just a constant racket.
That makes total sense. Like trying to hear a whisper in a noisy room.
Exactly like that. So by intentionally choosing to be still, we're turning down the volume on that internal noise. We're creating the space to actually hear something deeper.
Right.
And this practice, it helps us shift away from what one analysis called a belief in separation and struggle.
That feeling of being alone, fighting battles.
Yeah, that sense of being isolated, always up against it. It helps us shift towards recognizing the peace and love that are actually always available underneath it all. It's about getting beyond that constant hum of anxiety and chatter in our heads.
Okay, so the what and the why of stillness are getting clearer.
Yeah.
But practically speaking, for someone listening who thinks, okay, I want to try this, what are some ways in? The lesson itself mentions quiet reflection. What does that look like?
The beauty of quiet reflection is its simplicity, really.
Yeah.
It's just about setting aside maybe a few minutes, deliberately.
Yeah.
Sitting in silence. The suggestion to focus gently on your breath is super helpful. It gives you an anchor.
Right, something to come back to.
Exactly. Because the mind will wander. That's what minds do.
Yeah.
The aim isn't to force thoughts out. That usually backfires. It's more about becoming an observer, watching thoughts come and go without getting tangled up in them.
Like watching clouds drift by.
Okay. And then there's mindfulness in daily activities.
Yeah.
I like this one. It makes it feel possible even when you're busy.
Yes. This is about bringing your full attention to whatever you're doing, even the routine stuff.
Like washing the dishes. Washing dishes, walking, making tea, just noticing the sensations, the water temperature, the movement of your body, the details. It's about finding these little moments of stillness within the activity, not needing to escape the activity.
That's really practical. And there's also a specific stillness exercise mentioned.
Yes, that gives a bit more structure if you like that. Find a quiet spot, sit comfortably, maybe close your eyes gently, and then just focus everything on your breath, the sensation of breathing in, breathing out, maybe for 5 minutes or so.
And the key is just bringing your attention back when it drifts.
That's the core of it. Gently. No judgment. Just notice, thinking, and gently guide the focus back to the breath. Think of it like a little mental reset.
Okay. And what about daily intentions? How does setting an intention help?
Setting an intention in the morning, like, today I intend to find moments of stillness, is surprisingly powerful. It primes your mind.
So you're kind of looking for opportunities.
Exactly. You start today saying, I'm open to finding these moments. Then, maybe at the end of the day, take a minute to reflect. Did I find any moments? How did they feel? Did they make a difference to my sense of peace? It creates this positive loop, reinforces the practice.
It's interesting how just taking a breath, that instant of stillness, could change how we deal with challenges, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. It's not about pretending problems vanish.
Right.
But when you choose that instant of stillness before reacting,
Hmm.
you create space.
Yeah.
You step back from that immediate emotional hit.
Okay.
And one perspective we saw suggested this pause can bring clarity, maybe even an openness to a wiser response, divine guidance perhaps. It lets you approach things from a place that's less reactive, more centered, more peaceful.
And it feels crucial to remember what you said earlier. The stillness isn't just about sitting like a statue.
Absolutely. That's a key distinction. You can be physically active, even in a busy place. The real shift is internal. It's the quieting of the mind's noise, the emotional static. It's about consciously letting go of the worries, the distractions, even for just an instant.
So you can connect with that inner peace that's there anyway, regardless of what's happening outside.
Exactly. That's the core of it. That peace is always there, beneath the surface. Stillness is just how you access it.
So wrapping this up, what does this all really mean for you, the learner? It seems this deep dive into Lesson 182 shows that even when life feels chaotic, that conscious choice, just for a second, to be still, it's actually a profound act of returning, of going home to your true self, your peaceful self.
Yeah, it's not about checking out of the world. Not at all. It's about finding this inner sanctuary, a place you can always go back to, intentionally. And by choosing to create these little moments of quiet, you can start to tap into that deeper peace, that clarity, that connection. That's fundamentally who you are. It's always been there.
So we really hope you'll maybe experiment with some of these ideas, taking that conscious breath when things feel intense, or just finding a few minutes for quiet reflection somewhere in your day.
It really brings up a question for you to consider, doesn't it? What might actually change in your day-to-day experience if you intentionally practice this inner stillness more often? What new feelings or maybe different ways of seeing things might show up when you give yourself that space just to be? It's definitely an ongoing exploration. And we truly hope this discussion has given you some valuable things to think about, whether you're just starting or wanting to deepen your own practice of, well, being still and going home.